Yo, TikTok, I'm back. I'm back live again after a week of not being live. Well, I was alive, but my live access was removed. I'm trying to focus it, sorry. Bear with me. Ooh, I got way out of there. What happened? Swipe to see real-time performance. Why? I don't want to do anything like that. Sorry, my focus makes my... It's not supposed to, but it makes my telescope move. So I'm manually trying to... There we go. There we go. We've got it. We'll zoom in and it'll get clearer with some time. It's still really bright outside, so... I also have to go get a charger to plug my phone in. Whoops. Let me move this a little bit. All right, we'll try that for a minute. Yeah, they removed my live access while I was doing what we're doing right now. I don't get it. I'll be right back. See, what I'm hoping is that my telescope is tracking really good, and then I won't have to stay out here and get bit up the whole time. Ooh, that's gonna pull on it. Let me get something to set that charger on. There we go. Is it true? What is Aid about plexiglass? I don't know. Ever see anything unexplainable? I think the moon itself is unexplainable. How's that? Sorry, I'm trying to focus it, guys. Then we lose our position, so I have to bring us back. When it gets darker out, I will zoom in a lot more. Make sure you guys follow. There we go. I'm gonna leave it right there. We just got a big old bunch of rain and we needed it. Yeah, share it too, I guess. I'm just gonna leave this going, probably. The moon's just above the horizon for me, so I'll probably leave it going for a few hours unless TikTok shuts it down for some reason. Because I'm a flat earther. That's the only reason why I could think of why they would shut it down. Can you zoom in on Venus as well? Venus is on the other side of the house right now, I think. Is that a moon inside a moon? Nah, it's just the moon, you guys. Just the moon. I'll zoom in a little bit. Oops, I can't. There we go. It actually helped a little bit, I think, to see it a little better. Oh, it's not letting me zoom very well. There we go. Leave right there for a few minutes. I'm actually working on my truck over there. I can't tell if it's focused, guys. I really can't. The edge looks pretty clear, I think. We'll fine-tune it as we go here. Ooh, that was not fine-tuning it. Yeah, I can barely see it, so it will get brighter and brighter with a little time here because the sun is getting close to setting. I really don't see a lot of you following the host. By the way, my name's Joe. And my TikTok is effed up world. I have a YouTube channel, same name. Check it out if you feel inclined. Do I have to start saying your names? You can join. You should follow. I'm just teasing. At least I've got 4 likes. Thanks, guys. First Last says, hush. Quiet, we're trying to watch the moon. Cool, Tracy Hoskin 422. All right, Tracy followed the live creator. Finally, someone followed. Thank you. All right, I will be back. Oh, what's going on? It says swipe right to fill. I don't want to swipe right. I don't want to do nothing. Hey, thanks for the likes, guys, and thanks, DF. Stubby Magoo, I am using a Mead ETX 125, and we're watching through my iPhone 13. Me iPhone. No. I lied. The iPhone 6S. That's what we're watching with. How's your day going, Cheyenne? Thank you. My day's going good. How about yourself? Is that really made of cheese? I don't know. I've never tasted it. Could be. We just don't know. If you ask Neil deGrasse Tyson, he'd tell you exactly what it's made of. Because he knows, apparently. Sonny, I know. It's like hey, Tony's here. Tony's Coffee House. If you guys are not familiar, go over to YouTube and follow or subscribe to Tony's Coffee House for some good Bible studies and good, just a good place to hang out. What's up, Daniel Marin? All right, I will be back. Should be getting clearer and clearer. Still, it's really hard to see. All right, thanks for following. Thanks for following. I wasn't talking to the telescope either. It seems to be wandering slightly. Let's see, can't ever get it good enough, so got to get a little more centered. Sorry, guys. There, how's that? Better? Ooh, something just flew by. Yeah, it is really dim, and I don't know if that's just the way I'm looking at it or what. How are you tracking the moon moves? Luminous Fury, you are correct. The moon is in motion. It's a light, and it's in motion. Not the Earth. The Earth is stationary. Going in there, Bobby? No. See, the science that they teach us is quite interesting. Here's how I'm tracking. I'm using basically a equatorial mount setup. And there's a mosquito flying on the phone right now, so you'll probably hear him. Whew. The moon moves about 15 degrees an hour. A little bit slower than that, I think. Maybe like 14 degrees. I don't really know exactly. But it's a little slower than the sun. And so my telescope moves that fast, or about that fast. That is no moon. That's what I was taught. Uh-oh. Trouble over at the neighbors. You know, there's a bear over not too far from my house. I was riding a scooter thing with my dad. He was riding one, I was riding one, and all of a sudden the neighbors started yelling, "Don't stop! A bear just went through there!" And I was like, wow. About 10 years ago, I saw a bear. Only time I've ever seen a bear in real life, and I saw it in my dad's yard. It was really weird. What do you think the moon really is? I think it's a light. I was quoting Star Wars. Oh, okay. That's no moon. Is that what you're talking about? What do you think the moon really is? I just think it's a light that God made to govern the night, or to rule the night. And, you know, it's like the sun and the moon, they go around in a circle above the earth, and the sun goes faster. Like if they were running a race, and the sun, every 28 days, the sun catches up to the moon again, and it laps the moon. That's basically the way I see it. And the moon, could be we could use that for a calendar if we wanted to. Seems like it would make more sense to me to have 13 months of 28 days. Gives us our appointed months if we go by the 28 days. Yeah, Rebecca, doesn't that seem to make more sense too? Every Monday, the first Monday of because that's exactly 4 weeks. So every Monday would be the same as, how do I say it? You'd have 13 months, and you would have, let's take the 4 weeks. So you'd have Monday of the first, I don't know what you'd call it, the month, I guess, moon. the first week of every month, the first day of that week would be a Sunday or a Monday or whatever what day it ended up being. Women are even on their cycle every 28 days. Yeah, see, Rebecca knows what's up. Makes so much more sense. But we were born in a world that uses this Gregorian nonsense with leap days, and there are leap years and all that garbage. Your moonstrel. Moonstrel. Menstrual. That makes sense. So I really can't tell if it's focused very well. It'll get better and better as it gets a little darker. A little darker out. Oops, out of focus. I'm trying to mess with the focus again. I blame the patriarchy. You know what? It's Satan. That's what it is. Satan did it. Satan's done all of it. It should be called moons, not months. Yeah, no kidding. Zado. Do you guys think that I'd be safe to leave this stream in while I leave for like an hour. I don't know if it'll still be on there if I leave, or when I come back. I don't know how bad it's wandering. Okay, see how it's like almost touching, or on my screen anyway, it's almost touching the left side of the screen. It's just a little space. So I'm gonna monitor that and see in 5 or 10 minutes where it's at, and then that'll give me a gauge whether I could do that, whether I could take off or not. Because I was gonna go to the store, but I really wanted to have the moon going on TikTok. Why not, right? Zaydo, I would go live together, but then it doesn't record the TikTok, and a lot of times I like to put it on my YouTube channel, which is the same name, EFTUPWORLD. So a lot of my videos you can find over there too. Hey Kara, thank you for following. Oh, the bugs are starting to come out. Ooh-wee. Looks like a clear sky for looking at the moon. Oh, see, it's getting farther away from the screen. But sometimes it kind of goes back and forth. It gets like a little jittery. So, obstetrician measures pregnancy in 28-day cycles. Hey, thanks for sharing the live, Kiara. It says encourage more viewers to share. Of the 7 of you that are here, or however many, please share. Bobby. My cat looks funny because I had to shave his back. Thanks, Kiara. It is wandering to the right, is it? I think it is, and maybe up a little bit. My cat's every spring, or like every spring, my cat's hair gets like matted up, like from shedding or something, and so it starts to pull on her, like, so she wants me to shave it. So, but it hurts, so it's like she won't let me just shave it. So I got to give her food, and when she's eating her food, she'll let me do it. But I had to shave a big patch that was like 6 inches long. It's so bad. And I'm not done yet. I still have to get a little off the other side too. Yeah, my cat will not let me brush her. She's kind of wild. She just showed up here, and she's kind of wild. We call her Scratchy Bob, but it's a she, so Scratchy Bobby or whatever. Oh man, the mosquitoes are starting to get me. It's wandering to the right. What do I do? Well, you know what? I'm not going to be hasty yet. I'm in no rush. So, should I zoom in a little bit? Just for fun. It's already about twice as bright as it was when we first started the stream. So I don't know if it shows up on the camera, but it will only get better and better as the sun starts to set. Okay, I'll be back. Bobby. Hey, buddy. Ooh, you think I'm safe to leave it tracking? Whoops, sorry guys. It almost seems like I'm safe. Let me do this. Since I at least know which direction it's going, I can... There, I'm gonna leave it right there. Take my chances. Yeah, I think we're good. There's no zoom. Could leave it like that. Let me do something here. I'm gonna go a little further than we're going over this way a little bit because I think that it's going up and to the right. I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes and let it and watch it. So let's see. It's just past the screen on the left. And I'm just making a mental note of where it is. Looks somewhat transparent. I know, totally. Like I've actually filmed it. I actually got it on my TikTok. I was tracking a little star, and the fixed stars move, at least at the time I was tracking the moon. There was a little star that it was like approaching the moon because it was like the moon was catching up to the star, kind of. If I'm thinking of that right. No, because it was upside down. But my telescope right now, we're looking at it upside down, and like left, right, or mirrored or whatever, because we're actually looking in a mirror, you know. Hey, Light, how you doing? Good to see you. I tagged you in a video about the dragon, about Revelation 12. I think if you haven't seen it, check it out. Because, yeah, you're totally right. Like September 23rd, 2017, the things happening in the sky, and then all this truth that has been being unhidden, things being unhidden. Yeah, that was really good. Watch some of your YouTube videos. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, I've been on, you know what, I just got, my channel, it's a small channel, but they just sent me a thing on YouTube that said I had I finally reached 1 million views. Most people do that in like right away. But for me, I've been on YouTube since 2010. So that's how long it took me to get through 1 million views. I went on TikTok, or I put my channel on TikTok, I don't know, like maybe like 6 months ago. And I've already got way more views than that. That's one reason why I like TikTok, actually. Michael Fife, thank you. That's one reason I like TikTok. One time I was streaming the moon just like we're doing right now. And, like the number, right now it says there's 9 people here. And sometimes the number goes like way up to like 500. And I don't really even know. But I found out there are, when the numbers, you know, now it says 10 people. But it doesn't make sense either because it just continuously says people's names and then that they joined, and I'm like, that's more than 11. It just like continually does that, or not right now. It's not. John just joined. Welcome, John. But I said, where are you guys all from? And people started putting in I was just reading off the places. Wow. It was like every country I've ever heard of. There was like, it took me like 10 minutes and people were still saying where they were from. It was so cool. So cool. Like the first one was, what was the first one? Croatia. And I'm like, Croatia, that's cool. Where are you guys all from? I'm right now we're watching the moon through my telescope from Minnesota, north of Minneapolis, like half hour. Hi, is there an atmosphere there? At the moon? I believe that the moon is exactly what God made it. Like, it says that God made two great lights, and it said the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light, that's the one we're looking at, to rule the night. And he set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, to be for times, seasons, days, and years. Oh, I'm jealous. That would be cool to be in Hawaii. I'm pretty jealous. I went there once when I was 15 years old, I think. Or no, I think I was 15 or something like that. Maybe 14. Pretty cool place. Very nice, actually. That's why you have so many, when I watch your streams, there's always a lot of birds in the background. Mostly for me, you'll hear crickets or the sound of the telescope. Missouri. Did I miss it? Miss what? Anybody else? No, I don't think so. So I basically believe that the moon is a light, and it's not, you know how we have physics, we understand the materials and the things that exist in our world. I mean, I'm just make some observations around me right now. My patio that the telescope's sitting on is concrete. We know how to make concrete, and we know how strong it is, and we know how so many ways to use it. And then I'm looking at my house now, and there's vinyl siding that I'm looking at, and we figured out all these things to keep our houses so they last a long time. And we understand the material, the matter, whatever you want to call it. We understand that in this world. Like, science would be what you'd do to understand, have knowledge about that stuff. But when it comes to, okay, let me just, I wish I could just take I don't want to mess with the telescope. I wish I could just point it up at the moon. Okay, it's just hanging there above the trees, just slowly going. It's not falling. If it was a rock, it would fall. If it was a spherical rock floating up in space, it would fall. And actually, that's what science would say. Anything in the solar system is falling. Like, supposedly, all of us right now are free falling around the sun, like falling straight directly towards the sun. That's what they taught us. Wow, what an evil world. We're not falling in this dark place that we were all taught. We're not there. The planets, the stars, the sun, the moon, those are celestial things. And the reason why I don't have a problem using the word planets is because there are 7 wandering stars, and that word planet, look into the etymology of that word. Where did that word come from? Why do we use that word to describe those lights in the sky there's 7 of them? Why do we do that? There's 7 wandering stars, and that word planet, it's the root for the English term planet is a Greek word, and it's planeo, and it means to lead astray, to cause to wander, to be led away from the truth, to deceive. That's where the word planet comes from. So that's why I use that word, because that's what I believe exactly is what the planets, those 7, only those 7. Now the moon, we're looking at the moon. I believe it's a light. And I don't think that men walked on it at all. It's celestial. And like, I believe what Jesus said. He said, no man ascended up to heaven but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man. So where are these astronauts? Or what are these astronauts? Planetes, yeah, that's what it is. And planeo is where that word comes from. I like that. So the moon, the reason why it doesn't fall is because I'm not saying that I understand what it is or how it is, but we know it's a light. I mean, you ever look at it at night? You can read under the thing. It's light. But we also know that it doesn't fall from the sky. Like, it doesn't, like if there's a tree right next to our view is, and there was an apple on that tree that it was about the same size as the moon through my telescope, let's say, would that apple fall if you weren't hanging it from anything? It would fall right down to the ground. The moon is not like the apple. The moon is something else. And it's actually the most perfect clock. It goes through 28 days between every cycle. Have you ever shined a lantern on a white wall? Maybe I missed some comments, sorry. I'm not sure. I'm sure I've shined a light on a wall before, if that's what the question was. I love summer the best. May, June, July, August is my favorite months. Yeah, they're good. They're good months. They're warm, but I can deal with that. I actually say that all the months are good. I don't really like the last, say, 2 months when the snow's kind of starting to go away. This is in Minnesota anyway. The snow's starting to go away and the plants are just brown and dead for like 2 months. And then suddenly the green, all of a sudden right now it's all beautiful and green. But those 2 months are pretty, like, it's just kind of like brown. Everything's just kind of dead. So those are, I guess, probably the least favorite months of mine in Minnesota. Let's see. The moon has its own light. Yeah, and I think it's almost like the moon is like, because when it gets closer to the sun, like when the moon is leaving the sun, like right now, we're almost at a full moon. Every time that there's a full moon, you can know one thing. Wherever you are, when the full moon comes up, the sun will be on the other side of the sky going down at the same time. Every full moon. The sky works in this amazing cycle. All the stars. I was saying 7. I got to refocus this already. I'm not going to the store. Okay, remember how I was talking about the 7 planets? Oh, there's a bird. Cool. Those 7, that bird is far away. Oh, he almost flew in front of it again. But he went right under it. The reason why those planets are different, well, first of all, they are, they seem to be closer. They look bigger or brighter, whatever you want to, and they don't twinkle like the stars. The planets are just like, kind of like solid light. But I've read these books. I've read these books that talk a lot about all the things happening in the heavens, like the Book of Enoch. I'll tell you what, makes a lot more sense to me what Enoch says when I look up at the sky. And he was shown like secrets, astronomical secrets. Oh, that's getting to be a pretty good image, isn't it? I kind of want to zoom in, but I don't want to. I want the whole moon in there. I kind of, or almost the whole thing at least. I think that, like, on my phone, it's so small, but it does look focused, and it looks like I shouldn't mess with it, I think. Give me 30 seconds and I'll be messing with it. It looks so cool in the sky, though. But those 7 planets, they move around different. All the other stars in the sky, besides those 7, all the other stars are fixed with each other and are turning as if like on a wheel. If you look north, like, it depends on where you are, because you can't see the whole sky. You can see the part that you can see. There's more beyond that. Like, if you look to the horizon, that if you were able to go over to that horizon, that there'd be another horizon just as far away or whatever. And you'd be like, oh, this is just a different place. So it's like really simple. All right, thanks for the advice, Light. Oh, that wasn't me. That was not me. Was that my foot touching the slab? Oh, wow. I just, watch. Just tapped my foot on the concrete and that thing shakes. Maybe I shouldn't talk. No, I'm just kidding. It is a pretty good image right now, I think. And it's like close to, I'm just looking at it. It's pretty cool. And if I do it, I never do. I'm always messing with it, and I'm zooming in and zooming out. And what I should do is, how I started this when the moon was barely even, it almost looked just like blue sky. It was so, it was the same color as the sky, but it just started to poke out, and I had my telescope, so I started this live. But as it goes up in the sky, it's been getting more and more defined, and the video, if I time lapse the video, if I didn't mess with it too much and I time lapsed it, for some reason I like to be able to see the sky going from light blue to black, and the moon is doesn't change, but the colors of it change along with. It's very, just because it gets more defined as the sky gets darker. To me, that really says it's a light. And I think that every time that it goes around by the sun, it starts over, and then it goes 7 days where it's like no moon. New moon is like no moon. So then there's 7 days of the first 7 days, it's filling up. It'll fill up, and then it'll become full after 14 days. So right now, I don't know if we're on day 13 or whatever, 12. I don't know if it's going to be a full moon tomorrow or the next day. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Light put emojis in the chat, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, as it does this circle, like it's just basically following the sun. And every day, I think it's something like 51 minutes, or I could be wrong. It falls back that many. Well, I could do the math, but I just don't feel like it. So then it becomes full after 14 days, and then for the rest of the next 14 days, it totally empties out, and it becomes where we don't even see it anymore. And then all of a sudden, there's a new moon, and you can see that teeny little sliver, day 1. And that seems so simple to me, but yeah, it's wandering to the right. So you can imagine what a time lapse would look like if I'm doing, I have to get my telescope set better if I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying. Oh well. Live and learn. I've done it before. Maybe not. I found out that for TikTok, this is an old phone of mine. Or yeah, it's not, or it's my last phone or the one before it. But I just have Wi-Fi at my house, so it's not like a phone anymore. It's just like a little device or the iPhone 6. And I think it takes the same exact video as my iPhone 13 for this app, for the TikTok live app. I'm sure I could do something to put a better camera on or whatever, but that way I still can use my phone if I'm streaming. I don't have to like stop the stream because I gotta use my phone, or I gotta, you know. Going crabbing and fishing that day. Sorry, I haven't been following in the chat, and I know there's not been much, but it's a perfect clock, yes. And yeah, like the Book of Enoch talks about the moon. I think it calls it a her, and it has four names. And I can't remember what they are. But and it talks about the gates or whatever that they go through, the sun and moon. And there's like, that's why I'm saying it's celestial. The sky, the moon, the sun, the stars, the planets, the deceivers. That would be those 7 planets. They're just deceivers. They're taking those shapes and forms like Saturn and Jupiter and Mars. People think we're going to go to Mars. There's actually a little cloud, like a very light cloud passing over the moon here. You might not even be able to see it in the video. It's very light. All right, Kathy Ballard followed the live. Make sure you guys follow. Mars is a dream. It's a joke. Okay, I was gonna make a video that was just gonna point out some certain things about going to Mars. Oh, Bobby, don't bump it. Bobby just walked directly underneath the telescope. Okay, so you can't launch enough water to even last you the trip that it supposedly would be to go to Mars. So what they call this science. I do not. I call it just evil. But they spend billions of dollars to make, they've done this, to make, they reclaim their body fluids, their waste fluids, and they, through some process, swishing it around or whatever, Don Pettit would probably tell you, they turn it back into drinking water, and they get like 96% of it back, okay? Let me say that right there should be a clear signal that it's not at all a good idea to try to go places where there's no water, there's no food, there's no air, there's none of the essential things that God provides us here. Why would someone be interested? Well, and there's an answer. Why would someone be interested in going to Mars? Well, because Mars, if it were a place, And someone's dreaming big. And I just listened to a thing about that Elon Musk was saying about if they went to Mars, there's ice on Mars, they say. Ice. And that they could do like a thermonuclear explosion or whatever. I don't know what he said. And to warm it up, to like make an ocean or something like that. And it just sounds so dumb to me, but people do believe in this. And I'm like, okay, so what happened? Like he wants to do like Noah's Ark. He's compared it to Noah's Ark. Bring animals, bring plants, bring everything that we have here there. And so this explosion would create a sun, like that would heat. It would be like a mini sun, just for Mars, and it would heat it up. Like, this is just ridiculous, if you ask me. But that way, we wouldn't have all our eggs in one basket. He wants to create another world, you guys. This is in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's at, you know, so many warnings in every book of the Bible, just about. And here's one. Enoch. Want to hear a prophecy from Enoch? In Enoch chapter 80, I think, he says that the whole order of the stars would be concealed from sinners, and the thoughts of those on the earth should err, like ERR, and take them to be gods. Planets. Solar system. The solar system is an abyss. It doesn't even exist. That's it. That's the thing, is that we don't exist in the solar system. The solar system, we can watch the sun very carefully, and we can watch what appears like these planets are going around it. You can do it. Like, it takes a lot of time, but you can film. Like, do you guys remember a few years ago Mercury transited the sun? And I filmed it, but I don't remember how it took, a few hours or something, but you could see it. What I'm saying is that there's this place of darkness that some call space, some call the firmament, some call it dark waters above, a great hanging sea. I think that was in the Testament of Levi. Like, it's got these names. Daniel said, in Daniel it said, or he said, what was it? It was in Daniel 7, in his vision, he said, something strove upon the great sea. I can't remember how it's worded, but that great sea is the one above, where the moon would be. Like, the moon would be in it or something. They say it's a vacuum, but I don't think it's a vacuum. I think it's celestial. It's heavenly. It ain't nothing like we understand up here or down here. We understand physics. We understand how that there's this downward acceleration, like things fall, and we act as if we know all these reasons why all this stuff happens. And when people are talking about that argument about gravity or whatever, it's weird, because I'm like, everyone agrees that if you lift up a pencil and drop it, it's going to fall. You know, it's like, that's what people would call gravity or whatever. Well, that's obvious. And people would explain it this way or that. It's just density and buoyancy. No, it's gravity. It's mass attracting mass, and like all the it's bending space-time. All the different explanations aren't worth nothing, because nobody knows. Nobody knows. I'm just being honest. Nobody knows. After the firmament is a big ocean. Yeah, It's a sea of glass. It's underneath God's feet. And I think it's also because at the very beginning, it's also the deep. The darkness in our night sky is the deep. Because it says in Genesis 1, it says, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. This is the nature of reality. That's what I would say. I would say the reason why a pencil falls that's the nature of reality. We understand the nature of it. We don't understand how it happens or why it happens. And I would say it's one of the fundamental, parts of our reality. There's an up, there's a down, there's even an east and a west and a north. Well, there's a north, we know that. All I'm saying is trees grow up from the ground. They don't grow, well, I suppose I shouldn't say that. I was going to say they don't grow into the ground, but they do, I suppose. What I'm saying is a tree sprouts up out of the ground and goes towards the sky. That's just part of reality. Why does it do that? Oh, it's trying to reach the sky. You don't know. Nobody knows. We just know that there's a huge amount of trees that grow just like that. Nobody knows why they grow like they do. It's part of this reality, which I would call God's creation. He's very creative in the way he makes things. I mean, look at your hand right now. Now, wiggle your pinky. And now wiggle your middle finger. Now wiggle your thumb. Tell me how you did that. You just commanded your hand to do something, and it just precisely did exactly what you told it to do. What in the world are we experiencing? That's weird. There's a little bit of clouds in front of the moon right now. They're very thin. But I'm still just going to be adjusting this here a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I just was I like to try to escape from, what everybody thinks and what all this stuff. And just look at something like the moon and be like, so there's this thing floating in the sky, and it's all the things we've been talking about. It's a perfect clock. Its phases are exact. They do. It doesn't ever fail. Do you get what I'm saying? Same with the sun. The sun never turns off. It's always on. And this light, it's like a custom night light to tell you what part of the month you're in. Really, 28 days, 4 weeks, 4 quarters to full. Yeah, waxing, waning. I never got into all those kind of terms, but it's almost like beautiful geometry. Man, I really messed it up there, didn't I? Oop, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. How's that? That's getting better, huh? Oh, what happened? We lost our focus big time. Ooh. It's auto-focusing, you guys. My camera is. There we go. How's that? That's better than it was? Was that better? I moved it, I know. I gotta work on that. No, it's worse now. It's worse. It's auto-focusing. Stop it, phone. I'm still trying to mess with it. There it is, right there. Stop auto-focusing. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing. It kind of looks orange, but not, or pink. I don't know. It should be pretty clear right now. Let's zoom in just for fun. Just see what we got. We'll cruise around a little bit. Like, we're zoomed in digitally, I think. But that's a pretty clear image, isn't it? I like that. Let's scoot around. See what everything looks like. See, I know you can look at the moon and you can say, yeah, see, it looks like a mountain, and see, there looks like there's shadows and all this stuff. Great. I'm proud of you. We all experienced the same moon. We've all seen, we all have our thoughts about it. What I'm trying to say that I think it's important is that you don't know. If you think people landed on there, I'd look into that. I would just look into that. I don't think people landed on there. I think there's a possibility that that there was a big deception that happened and is still happening. And basically what you got is the couple astronauts, which are sus. The astronauts, you guys, Apollo 11, Buzz Aldrin, and Neil Armstrong, and the other guy. But the other guy stayed in the, oops, wrong way. The other guy stayed in the orbiter, right? So he didn't go down to the surface. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm mad. Let's play Find the Flag. Yeah, about that. But no, so you have Neil Armstrong, who's really, oh, it's out of focus now too. Out of focus. Let me get it back in there. It'll autofocus, I'm sure. There we go. Okay, so Neil Armstrong is the first man to walk on the moon, and he says, one small step. What was it? I can't even remember. I don't really care. He said that thing. And what he did is stepped on the moon, and then Buzz Aldrin came out of their little paper mache, whatever it was, and stepped on the moon, and they did experiments up on the surface of the moon. Okay, let me tell you. Could that be... That's a big claim. That's a monstrous claim for just... for a government to do, right? A government. And it was to launch a rocket and men inside of it up there. And we live in like 50 something years later after that. Poor old Neil passed away. And the only guy left from Apollo 11, Buzz, whatever it is, Buzz, I almost said Lightyear, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. So Buzz Aldrin's, all he does is go around and tell people that it never happened. He just gets drunk and tells people that it never happened. So many times. Would you be scared? Or were you scared or something? He goes, it didn't happen. That was his answer. And then he just sat there. It didn't happen. Or he said, what was the other one he said? He said, it didn't happen, and that's the way it happened. We didn't, I'm just like, so the only guy from Apollo 11, the first people to ever set foot on the moon, I don't believe a bit of it, you guys. Not a little bit of it. I think what happened is, just like in the book of Revelation, there's this this city that reigns over the kings of the earth. What's the solar system? What is... Because they apply physics to things up there. And so what they say is that anything in the solar system has to be... Okay, if it... Oh, that's a pretty clear image right there. I'm just going to leave it there. That's pretty cool. So I'll just give examples. So the moon that we're watching right now is actually falling straight towards us at free fall. Like it's free falling. It's in there. It has like a zero vector towards the ground and towards the sky. So Bobby YM414 is right. And it's like if I even say that out loud, they'll probably kick my stream and take 7 days of my live away again. Third time they've done it, you guys. Okay, Kelly, the re is no space, we have a firmament. But there's darkness. There's darkness. Hello, Jen. Darkness is like when the sun is not around. It's literally the same thing that God he called it night. He called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And we still call it the same word. So when the sky becomes dark, that's why we use the word dark. That when it becomes dark, and there's lights in it, there's little lights in it, but other than that, it's a dark place. And there's a lot of lights in it, like a lot of lights in it. And they act as if they know what those all are. Like they taught us that. Oh yeah, we already know. We've been there. By the time I was born, we've been there. What telescope are you using? It is a Meade ETX 125. And we're watching just through the TikTok app on a iPhone 6S. 6S. I almost said 13, but that's actually not the one I'm using. Okay, we're going back out a little bit, just for a little different perspective. It seems to be a really good image today. I don't know. I'm happy with it. Earth doesn't move. What do you mean? Of course it doesn't move. Unless there's an earthquake. But it doesn't rotate. There's no evidence of it rotating. A pendulum? Nah. I'm messing with the focus, guys. It was bugging me down at the bottom. Oh, is that good right there? No? No, that's work. Oh, I shouldn't have messed with it. I'm just trying to fine tune it. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Is it? It's better at the bottom, but now, yeah, I don't know. We're zooming out. Hey, truth be told, 916. I know you. I follow you. Yeah, why do they, like, when they, it's everything's done from a flat stationary earth. It just is. I love when true earthers are online. Yeah, me too. I'm a child of God. That's what it was. Maybe I said the name wrong. I know you're the picture or whatever. This is out of focus, guys. Sorry. Got to change it. There. Is that better? Let it out. See down at the bottom, it looks blurry to me. And it looks pretty good at the top. So maybe my phone has slipped. Oh, my phone has slipped out, I think. Oh, we'll even get the image better. Good God, just shut up. You didn't have to click. Make sure you follow, though. Let's see. We're trying to get a good image for everyone here. I think that's Oh, now on the left side it's blurry. Or it looks blurry. We're fine-tuning this. You know, one time I was doing a live that I figured out how, there was an option to put music in there. Sorry guys, I'm working on it. Yeah, I shouldn't mess with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. It's good enough. We'll go like that for a while. Lipa BZZ. I wasn't really paying too much attention, but you caught my attention. I saw that big M word. Not a good word. Misinformation, not a good word. That's like a, what do they call it? A buzzword. It's a buzzword. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it was because the cloud was kind of going in front of it. The cloud thinned out, though. No, it's something with the way I have the iPhone up to the lens. It's just blurry at the bottom. And if I go to get it clear, it's actually, yeah. If you guys only saw how I have this rigged on here, you wouldn't complain about it. I got rubber bands involved. Okay, we'll zoom in a little more. That was kind of cool, actually. Sorry. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it, guys. You're gonna hate me by the time this is over. Okay, we're bringing her into focus right now. Did we get it? I got it, I think. It's a little blurry, but I'm not gonna mess with it. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's like people have their different beliefs about things. My beliefs have changed a lot in the last decade. Been able to somehow see through a lot of things I used to think were authentic. They're not. So, test all things. Especially in the time we're in. And there's really, what I've learned in the last 10 years is that we, however it works, we were like not any other way than any other person. But we were born, just the time that we were born into, it's like of all the times a person could be born, to be born in the time that we're living in has been anticipated for, I don't know, like at least 2,000 years, at least. But I mean, even before that, like since the beginning of time, since Adam and Eve were here, like this generation, this little sliver in time that we're in right now is all your grandparents and their grandparents going all the way back as you could think of, all anticipated the generation that we're living in. They wrote about it. They had dreams and visions about it. We have books, the Bible, Apocrypha books, the prophets that were shown these visions and taken to these places and stuff. They know the truth. And I think that, like, How would we know that you could see too far and like that this curvature doesn't happen? How would we know that if we didn't have like nice optics, like nice cameras or telescopes? How would we know? Well, it just so happens that we live in a generation where literally I could say hello to you. You're hearing me live, and you can be anywhere in the world and watch what we're watching from Minnesota, hear my voice, answer questions, and all that kind of stuff. Our generation, first time this kind of communication worldwide has ever even, we're beyond the communication. Like think of when the Tower of Babel, they were all speaking in one language, and then God confounded their language. Think about it. Google Translate. We're back there. I mean, they built a tower in a city in against God. It was a transgression. And what did he do? He confounded their language, but he did say one thing that caught my attention. He said, with one language and one tongue and words of union, nothing will be restrained from them that they imagine to do. So then I'm like, did they imagine to go to the moon? Yeah. Like, think about it. He said nothing would be restrained from them. So then he confounded their language. But then now we have Google Translate. And so they built a tower. Well, now they have a way bigger tower. Their tower claims to be as tall as the moon. Before most of us were born. So when we were born, it was just it was a given. I mean, when you were playing with your friends, most likely, depending on your age. But when I was a kid, we had already been to the moon. I mean, spaceship, duh. But to think of things differently, you realize that nobody's going to the moon. It's all a big trick anyway. Think about this. They were doing, there's video of Buzz Aldrin spinning what looks to be something like a tuna can in 0G on the way up to the moon. Not on the way, they were doing it on the way back too. If you're in space, anywhere in the solar system, you're in 0G. And they want to teach kids that we are also involved in that solar system. No, solar system's in the sky. The Earth is not in the sky. Very simple. Lilpa BZZ, I don't know if I'm saying that at all right, says physics, and I'd say yes. Physics, like, we really understand a lot about this Earth and about the things we experience. But when we go up beyond the Earth, what they call outside of the Earth, they call it. But what happens to everything out there? It's in a perpetual state of free fall. So when it's free falling into that darkness, how is that different than a bottomless pit? Simp number 9 says, I don't see no spaceships. No kidding. There is actually a dragon that flies up there, and it's been filmed from the ground, and it's a big deal to them. But I think there's a dragon deceiving the world. Like, we're gonna live on Mars, put $450 billion a year into this aerospace industry because it's gonna do somebody any good. No, they love darkness rather than light. It's true. That's what I mean when I say the night, darkness. So yeah, what does it say? I don't even know where that is. Maybe it's in 1 Peter or something. It's out of darkness into his marvelous light. There's truth and there's a lie. Yeah, that is a pretty good image right now, isn't it? They know more about the moon than our oceans. They think they do. What if the astronauts were like, what if they were angels taking the form of people living a life? But you know, you could entertain angels and you might not know. I think NASA's been entertaining angels, unclean spirits. And I think they come in the form of people that fly up to another place. That's the biggest claim. We leave the Earth in our spacesuit. We do spacewalks. Today's coffee's tomorrow's coffee. Like, it's a sick thing. The moment they get up there, they say their bones start deteriorating and their heart starts shrinking and their body starts dying. Even though they exercise a lot, they come back and they have to learn how to walk. Yeah, sounds like a great place. But there's actually a place up there that is not like the moon. It's not like the sun. It's not like the stars. Well, it might be like the stars. I don't know. But we might not be able to see it very well. Like we're looking at the moon, we can see it really good. But there's a mountain that, like, there's a city there, and it's a holy city. It's a celestial city, New Jerusalem. And that is above the sky or whatever. And so that darkness that they call space, nobody can go there. Well, even if the astronauts were real people, they could go there. What I'm saying is they're the only ones that claim. There's only been like right around 600 astronauts ever. And like, how many billions of people have lived during the time when these astronauts, I mean, since the 50s, 40s, whatever, 50s, when they started launching rockets and stuff. It's just like Nimrod going with his family or whatever and just saying, hey, let's take bricks and burn them and start building a city and a tower that reaches up to heaven. That's exactly what they did with Gemini and Apollo and and these are all false gods too. Apollo, that's in Revelation. He's the angel of the bottomless pit. He's got a kingdom of darkness, Apollyon. Think about it. Yeah, they landed on the moon. That's one hard thing to believe. Very hard to believe. I'm checking out some of the comments here. I'm doing okay on the mosquitoes. I'm in shorts and like a tank top and I don't know, they might be biting me, but they're not bugging me too bad. Heaven is water. Yeah, it is. Water's above. Deep, dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. He bowed the heavens and came down, and darkness was under his feet. That's in Psalm 18. It said, his pavilion round about him. Oh, that was cool. What is that, a jet? What was that? That was a jet. I hope you guys saw that. I can see it with my eyes too, but really, really far away. What was that, a jet? It had to be a jet. Okay, Simp saw it. Good, it wasn't me. I was kind of hoping that would happen sometime soon. I live like north of most of all the air traffic is, I guess it goes over us. It was a dragon. It could have been. There's a SpaceX Dragon that flies around up there, right? That's what people believe. Looked like a rocket, huh? It had a trail. Had a trail like an exhaust. Nibiru was a joke, dude. Oh, maybe not sure. Look how clear the sky is right now. Thought it was a filter. Oh, no filter. Nope. We're just like cavemaning it out here with the iPhone rubber banded to the telescope with a little plastic lens or eyepiece holder I made. I made it. That's why I was moving the camera all over the place. Well, we do have a good image, so I'm not messing with it. It is almost a full moon. You know what? I should move over to that side so that we can kind of see the part that's not quite lighting up. Oops, wrong way. You'll see what I'm doing here. I think you'll approve. Whoa! It's not what I was trying to do. See, this telescope is not the nicest one. It's like, it takes a while for it to catch, and like when it catches, like right about now, I can just move it a ton just by touching it. See that? So it kind of twing across the screen sometimes. Oh, see, like that. There. How's that? No, let's go back up here. Okay, right. Yeah. You'll notice that I'm never quite happy with I talk about how nice it is of a shot we have, and then I move it. But I wanted to see the part that was like not lit up yet. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my phone. Make sure you guys follow. I've been saying that the whole thing, the whole stream. I'm going to my YouTube. Let's see. Ooh, Wits It Gets It is live. I'd probably get in trouble if I played that. Let's see. What if I played 1 minute of it? Let me go there.
And for those of you who don't know, this is actually an amazing deal. People will pay thousands of dollars to have
I don't know who he's
a
talking to.
coach help them through what they're doing. And so this is being gifted as a part of this. You'll have at least one person.
So I'm saying hi in the chat right now, or yo
through your
in the
fasting
chat.
journey. And what's more is helping you eliminate stuff for the rest of your life.
And a peace sign,
so you can actually
and a heart, and 100.
Keep getting healthier and healthier and healthier. A fun little...
Okay, I'm turning it up.
Fact, I guess I'll call it, is that...
Hold on.
For every...
Sorry, guys. I was hoping to hear Witsit, but his guest is talking. And oh, it says Kirst, maybe? So I don't know. I'm gonna keep that open, but aliens from fallen angels. Whoever thinks the earth is flat guaranteed is a Joe Biden supporter. Ooh, I think you'd find more that would be the other way around, I think. That's what I'm thinking. But, you know, I don't know. Troubling Tribune is in chat at Witsit Gets Its thing. Okay. I was going to play you guys something. A video I just uploaded 40 minutes ago to my YouTube channel. Tell me what you guys think of this. It's crazy.
The prophets described seeing low Earth orbit. Yeah, it's in your Bible.
Did you know that low Earth orbit, like what the space station does, low Earth orbit, did you know that that concept was mentioned in the Bible at least twice? Once in the book of Daniel, chapter 8, he said he saw a he-goat that was going, what did he say, forth over the face of the whole earth without touching the ground. That's exactly what low Earth orbit is. Low Earth orbit, or the idea of low Earth orbit. In your Bible. It's actually low Earth circuit. But because it's not going under, it's not going around a globe. But the other place is in Zechariah 5. The angel asks Zechariah, what do you see? And Zechariah says, I see a flying roll. A flying roll. And the angel told him that flying roll, he said, this is the curse that goes forth over the face of the whole earth. So it's a curse. Low Earth orbit's a curse. Low Earth orbit's a curse. Twice in the Bible it says that there was things that were flying over the face of the whole earth without touching the ground. So when I went in to get my phone, I heard the welder going. I'm like, what in the world? And went in there and my buddy stopped by and he's welding up some brackets or something. So I'm going to have to go say hi to him. And I'm going to have to tell him to check the stream to make sure that it's clear. I got to get this centered a little better though. It was just a little, oh, not like that. Wrong way. Oh. See, it's the up and down direction that is like, it has a hard time because it has to lift the whole phone and everything. I'm just trying to fine tune it a little bit. There. I'm going to leave it right there. And then I'll be back. we've been experiencing some clouds. And I think we got like a few more minutes, but it looks like the clouds are coming this way. It really does. It really does. But I'll keep it going until it makes sense to turn it off, right? We're just about clouded. I might leave it going for a little while anyway, just for fun. I think it's gonna get pretty lame, yeah. I'm still gonna leave it going. I'll be back. Yep, a wall of cloud. It's like gone forever. Yeah, it's gone. So, thanks for hanging. Have a good one, guys. Oh, I can't hit the button yet. Okay, there we go.